Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome to my Saturday Hodgepodge. I thought I would try to shoot outside today because my wife has a new table and chair set that we're kind of refurbishing, and it's a pretty day and it's not quite as hot as it's been. It's been like temperatures up around over 100 for most of the week. Plus you might get a chance to see Zelda wander around back there in the background. Hopefully she doesn't do anything too gross while it's on camera. But I thought that's how we'd start off today. First, before we go any farther, I want to shout out all my patrons over on my Patreon channel. Thank you to all those people whose names are listed here. And if you're interested in my Patreon channel, there's a link down below. This week's video, which went up on Friday, is about the kind of writing and writers I like, and what makes writing appeal to me. So if you're interested in that, maybe go follow the link, check out my Patreon page, see what you think. And again, thanks to all my patrons for supporting me over there. So I wanted to start off this week by talking about reading. Last week I was in a reading slump and I told you I had finished nothing. I have actually finished 2 books this week. I finished I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek Shreya, which was just incredibly eye-opening and powerful. Shreya is a person of color who is also a trans woman, and yet throughout their life they have struggled to fit into society, working really hard at being a manly man, failing being a gay man, failing and then transitioning to be a woman. And what she has written here is eye-opening, not just for the way in which men treat trans women, the way in which men, gay and straight men, treat women in general. I just thought it was incredibly eye-opening, and the title, I'm Afraid of Men, I think fits perfectly with it. And it's really short, but really kind of introduced me to things I hadn't thought about and made me think about the way in which men treat women, and obviously myself and how I've treated women and continue to treat women now. It really made me think hard about that, and I found it to be really, really good. The other book I finished was A Room with View by Forster, which I read mostly as a physical book, or mostly as an ebook on my Kindle, but I listened to about 6 chapters while I was out walking the last couple of days, and I really loved it. I thought it was really well done. Forster is just a delightful writer who is able to create really vivid and memorable characters and tell a story which, at once kind of, I think, skewers the English society of his day, at the same time seems to kind of hold it and deal with it gently and almost deal with it in a loving way, despite all the things that it would have had against him if they'd known all those things about him. And I just thought it was really good, really fun, easy read. It's still not my favorite Forster, which I'm going to say is Howard's End. I just like the social aspect, the social commentary of that novel better, and I like the Schlegel sisters a little better than Lucy Honeychurch. But again, I finished that and I really, really liked it. Also this week I put out my reading list for high value men, and I wanted to just make sure I was clear about one thing before this goes any further. I'm not suggesting that you have to read the books I put on my list to be a high value man. I am taking that term high value man from the manosphere, the men's rights groups who try to instruct young men in how to become high value men so they can get high value women. And really it's little more than a pickup technique that they're trying to sell to young men, and in the process teach them some fairly misogynist things about women. So the list is intended as though if I were going to give a reading list to these young men, or these people who consider themselves to be high-valued men, to actually make them what I would think would be a better person than that high-value man term usually applies to. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about here real quickly, and then I'm going to shut this Saturday Hodgepodge down. So I want to just ask you questions about YouTube and advertisements. So, as you know, famously and occasionally controversially, in the sense that it makes some people angry, I have my channel's been monetized. It's been monetized for a long time. I give the money that I make through my YouTube channel away to charity. every 2 months or so, when I've earned enough money, I give that money away to charity, and that's what I do with it. And I know that monetization for some people is really something they don't want to do, and I certainly respect that. But I do want to make you aware of something. I have noticed in this last month that the number of ads that YouTube is putting on the videos of channels that I know are not monetized because they don't have enough subscribers to be monetized has increased dramatically. So there are not just the ads at the beginning or the ads at the end, but there are mid-roll ads, which to me I think are the ones people find most annoying, those that come in the middle of videos. Now, if you see those kind of ads on my channel, you need to let me know, because I am monetized and therefore I have some control over where advertisements appear in my videos, and there should not be any mid-roll ads in any of my monetized videos. And this is the one thing I was going to say to creators who have qualified for monetization but have not monetized. You might want to go ahead and sign up for monetization even if you never intend to put any ads on your video, because I believe that by monetizing, you, as I was just saying, have control about where those ads show up, and you might actually be able to stop mid-roll ads from appearing on your channel. Just something you to think about if you are eligible for monetization and you haven't because you don't like the idea of turning this into a money-making activity for you, or if you're approaching that 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 watch hour level where you can qualify for monetization. It might be worth your while to go ahead and join the YouTube or the AdSense partnership and just never put ads on your videos, because then I think you will have more control over where ads do appear than people who aren't monetized, who have no control, and YouTube's making money off them anyway and interrupting their videos with mid-roll ads. Anyway, just a thought. I'm not 100% sure I'm right about any of that. If I'm not, please let me know. But I think that's going to be it. There are wasps all over the place out here, which means I need to get some wasp spray and take care of this problem and not get stung. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. The temperature's going up. You probably hear the cicadas in the trees behind me already. So I'm going to let this be it for this Saturday Hodgepodge. I'll be traveling again this weekend when I would normally be filming, going back up to see my daughter. This one's going to be really short. But anyway, I look forward to your comments in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.